A question we get asked all the time is, are foam soundproofing panels actually soundproof? The quick answer is no. Foam soundproofing panels are actually acoustic panels. This means that they absorb sound and reduce reverberation or echo inside a space. Soundproofing materials, on the other hand, they reflect noise. This means that sound is kept inside the space. It can't leave, and likewise, sound can't enter a space either. However, for something to be soundproofing, it needs to have a high mass, and as you can see, foam doesn't have a high mass. This is why covering your walls in foam soundproofing panels just won't work. We've seen loads of videos online, people claiming that it works, but don't waste your time. What it's going to do is make sounds clearer, but it isn't going to block noise. In some spaces, you are going to want acoustic treatment, and this is when acoustic panels can be put on the walls or the ceilings. The purpose of doing this is to reduce the reverberation in that space, and reverberation is just echo. What happens is sound is bounced from wall to wall or even off the ceilings, and it's repeated inside a space. This means that the volume of the room gets higher and higher, but that the clarity of noise is lost. So next time you're in a restaurant or a busy cafe, you might find yourself talking louder in an effort to be heard above the din. This is when they have a reverberation issue and should be using acoustic treatment. Famously, people expect egg boxes to do this, and you'll often find that acoustic foam comes in the shape of egg boxes. However, for most spaces, you really don't need acoustic panels like this. On the one hand, they don't look particularly great, and on the other hand, they collect dust. This is where Still Note comes in. Still Note is an acoustic panel, and it has a Class A absorbency rating, which is the highest that you can get. However, as you can see, it's much more minimalistic and therefore fits into spaces like cafes or village halls really easily. We use Still Note on the walls and on the ceilings, the idea being that this is going to absorb the sound and reduce the reverberation inside that space. Let's listen to a quick before and after from when we installed Still Note acoustic panels in Monitor's offices in York.
Today we're here at Monitor's offices in York. They're suffering from a reverberation issue, as you can probably hear. So iKoustic, in partnership with Yorkshire Soundproofing, are here to see what we can do with our new Still Note panels. Okay, so here we are in the main office. Now that it's been treated, it would normally sit 8 to 10 people with coffee machines going off, and you can hear the reverberation.
Another common query that we get is whether acoustic mineral wool is soundproofing. So acoustic mineral wool looks like your standard insulation that goes into lofts and ceilings. However, to have acoustic properties, it must have a mass of 45 kilograms per meter cubed or more. Mineral wool by itself will not soundproof your wall, but it needs to be used as one of the 3 core components. The first is adding mass, the second is decoupling, and the third absorbency. We install acoustic mineral wool to reduce the drum effect. The drum effect is when sound gets through your wall, your floor, or your ceiling, but then proceeds to bounce around either between the empty joists in a floor or between studwork in the wall. Once sound is in this space, it can be amplified through the reverberation, and this is why your neighbours might appear to be extremely loud, whereas actually in their own home they don't think they're making that much noise. This is why, as part of your soundproofing recipe, you need to include an acoustic solution, and that's where we use mineral wool. So if you think you've got a soundproofing or a sound absorbency issue, get in touch with iKoustic today. Either contact our technical team or visit us over at www.iKoustic.co.uk.